Psyche Truth. Life, wisdom.
Hey guys, I'm Joyce Scola. Today we're going to be doing an all-over body, full workout conditioning. Let's get started. Alright guys, let's get started with warming our arms up. Nice big arm circles going backwards. Really want to open those shoulders up. Oh, it's so nice getting to film outside. Summer is coming. I feel like it's been so long. It's my all-time favorite season. Are you guys happy that summer, or are you kind of sad that winter's leaving you? Leave a comment below, let us know. All right, next let's get started with some jumping jacks. Out and in, nice and strong, staying up on those toes. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping everything really tight. All right, let's come back down. We're gonna try something new here today. So what we're gonna try is seesaws. Essentially what we're doing is we're lunging, handstand, kicking up, and then coming back down into our lunge. So what that looks like is lunge, keeping the arms pulled back up by the ears, and as I reach down, I want this back leg to come up at the same time as I'm going down, so sort of like a lever. Then when my hands reach, I'm not looking at the ground, I'm looking straight forward still, keeping my ears between my hands and kicking up to touch and back to my lunge. All right, so let's go ahead and stand at the bottom of our mats. We're going to take our good leg forward. If you want, you can try and practice these gymnastic moves on your quote-unquote bad leg, but you have a better time if you start off with your good foot. Like if you skateboard or do anything like that, you know what your stronger foot is when you like to kick off on. So I'm going to go ahead and stand in my lunge. My hips are square, facing forward, pulling the right hip back, left hip forward if your right foot is forward. Reaching up nice and tall. Again, keeping those arms nice and pulled back, shoulders open. Then I'm going to reach forward, kick that foot up, touch the other foot, and back down to my lunge. And we want to try and do this nice and slow and controlled. You don't even have to go all the way up. If you want, you can just try and get used to hopping. Go as high or as low as you want to, whatever you're comfortable at. You can even just go boop and back down. Anything to just get you used to the idea of going upside down and working these muscles that are going to help us later on when we're getting our handstands down. So let's just do a few more of these. Again, trying to go nice and controlled. 3 more. And back up. Whew. All right, that's a good shoulder workout, isn't it? And then next we're gonna come down into our mountain. All right, so from our mountain, which is essentially our condensed down dog, we're going to try and put most of our weight into our shoulders, and we're gonna do what we call donkey kicks. So we're gonna put our weight into our hands, and then we're going to kick our legs up off the ground. If you can, try and get them nice and up there, nice and high, kick them up, or you can just start with some hops. Let's go ahead and do 5 of those. 1, 2. Woo! That'll get your blood moving. And then let's come and sit in our pike. So our pike is when our feet are pressing into one another, legs nice and long and tight, and we are sitting up nice and tall. So when our body is at a 90-degree angle, this is what we call a pike. So reaching up nice and tall from our pike, we're going to fold forward to reach for our toes. If you're only at your ankles, your knees, that's okay. Start wherever you can and just keep working your way down. So we're going to try and take a nice deep breath in, exhale, and pulling through with the chest. We're not trying to hunch over here. We want nice long spines. And reaching up, I'm going to lower my body back down. Let me scoot forward some so I have some room here. I'm going to lower my body down into what is called a hollow body. So here I have my shoulders peeled up off the mat. I have my tummy engaged, ribs tucked in, and legs lifting nice and long. Or you have the option of raising your hands above your head for an added workout. From our hollow bodies, we are going to do hollow body rocks. So I want to use my belly to start rocking back and forth. Ooh, that's really gonna work your core right here, as well as your low back. You wanna make sure that that stays pressing into the mat at all times. And we're going to fold forward and back to our hollow body. And now I'm going to roll onto my belly. How I'm getting there is by trying to use my core to roll over. Trying not to use momentum or anything like that. So now I'm in my locust pose, reaching those arms up, legs up, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lowering down. All right, when we lift back up, now we're going to practice our swimmers. So I'm gonna start kicking my legs and feet in opposite directions. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. All right, then we're going to roll back to our hollow bodies for some V-ups. So now I want to reach up to grab my toes as I kick my toes up towards my hands for a V-up. Let's go ahead and try 5 of those. If you need to, you can try coming to boat pose if it's just a little bit easier. All right, then we're going to sit back up into our hollow body, kind of coming up to more of a V-sit though. We're gonna start some bicycle climbers here, going back and forth, rotating left elbow to right knee, right elbow to left knee. And pike down. All right, arms up, laying back. We are going to try some L sit-ups now. So we're going to sit up, 1, 2. So the pumping of the arms really helps you to get up in this position. So as I'm coming up, I'm pumping my hands towards my hips. Then as I sit up, I'm pumping them towards the air. And then reversing that as I go back down. Again, keeping everything really tight, really controlled here. If you want, you can slow it down. It's a little bit harder. Whew. And forward fold. All right, and then reaching back, laying back down. We're going to do some leg walk-ups. So go ahead and bring your right leg up. You can go ahead and peel your shoulders off the mat, and we can climb up our leg and back down, and reaching up and back down, and really trying to activate the core here. Squeezing that tummy in, really pushing through in that leg. You want to keep it nice and straight. Whew. And bring it down, bring those arms up. Deep breath. And left leg up. Peel those shoulders off the mat and walk those hands up. And back down. Then we're going to sit back up and pike over. All right, next let's roll onto our side. Here you can stay on your forearm, or you can prop yourself up to your hand. So if you want to stay on your forearm, this is perfectly fine. You can even bend a knee, however this helps, but eventually you want to just go ahead and work towards getting up on your side. Let's go ahead, if you're on your forearms, pushing those hips up and back down, up and down. Staying nice and stacked. My right hip is on top of my left hip, and I'm lowering and pushing up using my obliques here. And go ahead and switch sides. Keeping that core really activated, ribs tucked. You want to stay in one plane. So if there's a piece of glass on either side of you, you'd be able to work out right between those pieces. And back down. Let's go ahead and switch back to our other side. Now we're going to take that right leg up, forward, back to your foot, up, lowering down and forward, sweeping it back to your foot, and up. Keeping everything nice and activated, squeezing those legs, squeezing that imaginary ball between those thighs, giving yourself that resistance when you're pulling and when you're pressing. That's how we're gonna get nice and strong and long. And back together, switching the other side. Again, leg up, reaching forward, sweeping it back to that foot, up, forward, sweeping back. And I'm trying to keep everything on that same plane. Everything's nice and stacked here, staying really tight. All right, so after we come back down, we're going to rock over onto our forearms, and we want to keep everything nice and engaged here. I'm not letting my belly or my back drop down. I'm not so bent up that I'm practically doing down dog. I'm just keeping everything nice and tight in one plane, squeezing the gluteus, keeping the ribs nice and tight, belly nice and tight, shoulders pressed back and down my spine. I'm not letting them crouch up by my ears. We want a really nice plank here, holding tight. Then I'm going to take my knee up and back down, and then opposite knee up, back down. We're going to rotate back and forth. Right knee to left elbow, left knee to right elbow. And pressing. And back to center, and lowering back down. Whew. Hey, a few deep breaths here. When you're ready, go ahead and pressing back up onto those elbows. Again, getting that nice alignment. If you have somebody around to check if you're straight or not, go ahead and ask your friend. Then we're going to kick up our right leg and kick. 1. And back down, other side. And back down, lowering the body. Oh, deep breath. That's intense on the shoulders and the core. All right, then when you're ready, we're going to press back up into that mountain, which again is kind of like a shortened down dog. And here, we're going to start doing some push-ups. So from here, I'm going to press down and press myself back up. I'm really using my elbows here, keeping those shoulders back and down my spine. We do not want them crouching around the ears. Whew. And pressing. And down to child's pose. Reaching those arms out nice and long, deep breath. Whew. Ooh, really reaching those arms, getting those shoulders open. And sitting back up. Whew, that child's pose really helped my shoulders. We're gonna need that rest because next we're going into dolphin. Dolphin is one of the most challenging poses I work on personally. Everybody's different, of course, so this might be easier for you. but we're really wanting to strengthen the shoulders and the upper back. This will help us in our handstands, all of that fun stuff. So what we're gonna do is placing our forearms in front of us on the mat. We really wanna try and make sure that our hands stay just directly in front of our elbows. If you need to, you can always grab a yoga block or anything like that, long ways, and just kind of make L's with your hands and just press them into the block so that way they don't start to slide in on you. Then what we're gonna do is press up into our mountain or down dog and step our feet in as close as we can, dropping our head so that way we can look at our toes. And pressing, pulling up with the abdomen, really pushing up on the toes, pressing those elbows into the ground, trying to keep our head off the mat. Whew. Breathe. 2. And lowering back down. Take a nice child's pose. Whew. Let's do that 2 more times, okay? I know that was crazy hard, but just keep at it. Again, if you need to step your feet out away from your body, that will kind of take some of the pressure off of your shoulders in this. So let's go ahead and line those hands up. Press up into our down dog, walking forward into our dolphin, keeping that head nice and dropped here, and really pressing that chest through our shoulders. Keeping those elbows pulled in, breathe, and lower down. Nice child's pose. Take some real deep breaths here. Get this oxygen that you need back in your body. All right, we ready for the last one? Okay, deep breath. You can do this. Your mind gives up before your body does, I promise. We're gonna tuck those toes, pressing up into our down dog, stepping those toes in, keeping our shoulders pressing back while our chest presses through, dropping the head, walking those feet in, breathe, keep breathing, storm within, calm without, and lower down. Whew. Child's pose. I told you would get sweating. All right, let's go ahead and move this yoga block away. We're gonna just go for one last trick here. We are going to go into our bridge, which is a wheel pose in yoga terms. Wanna lay back, making sure our low back is pressing into the ground. We wanna make those pizza hands. So as if we're holding a pizza or a tray of food, we want them nice and flat just over our shoulders, keeping those elbows pulled in. So I'm going to place them underneath my shoulders, walking my feet in close. I do want them to be touching, but if you're not there yet, you can just take them just outside your hips, okay? And then when you're ready, we're going to start by pressing up through the hips, then pressing the arms, and straightening the legs to push through those shoulders. Really want to open the chest here, keeping those arms nice and long, pressing. If you can, bring those legs together and just press them nice and straight. If you're only here, that's okay. But we really want to try and work to open. Tuck that chin and slowly lower down. We do not want to fall out of this. That would not feel good. No falling to the side or anything like that. One vertebrae at a time. Keep strong all the way through. Never fall out. Let's do this 2 more times. Placing those hands underneath the shoulders, elbows pulling in, pressing up through the hips, then the arms, straightening those legs. And breathe, always breathing. Tuck the chin, slowly lower down. You can always give a nice little hug to your knees too. If you're needing a little counter stretch. All right, last time. We can do this. We're almost done. Woo! Okay. Bringing those feet in every time. Try and bring those feet closer together. Try and bring those legs a little bit more straighter. Okay, we're going to press up through the hips, then the arms, straightening those legs and pressing through. Breathe. And tucking the chin to slowly lower back down. Hugging those knees so you can rock back and forth. Whew. A little massage for your spine. You can roll those hips into the mat. Take one leg straight. Bring that other knee across your body, looking in the opposite direction. Good job. You made it. Every time it just gets easier and easier. Just got to keep working at it. Go and switch sides. And back to the center. One more nice hug. Kiss your knees. Thank you, knees, for everything you do. Thank you, body. Great job. Great job, guys. It's really awesome that you hung in there and you stuck to it. That's how you're going to get your bodies looking just the way you want. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video. You can watch it anytime, especially if summer's coming up in your area like it is for mine and we want to get ready for the beach. You can keep using this video to help you do that. Also, you can find out more about me at therootedwing.com. Have a wonderful day.